Good afternoon, everybody. And I caught a bit of Ioan's question there around how the weather was looking in South Africa. I must say, we've been fortunate to get a lot of rain of late. I certainly welcome that. And I must say that sort of the heat has been really good. I do know in that part of the world that you're not only, I guess, in the throes of a lockdown, I would assume, but also in the throes of winter. So I certainly hope that, I guess, some of these conversations will go some way in trying to warm up what's happening on that side. I also want to take this opportunity to send my greetings to some of the folk who've joined us. I see Mpho Mathekga is on the line, Dr. Thabo, Florian as well. And just to briefly outline, I think, many of us finding ourselves as we do in December of 2020 would admit that it's certainly been a difficult year. It's certainly been a year in the business landscape that has been very challenging for many people who make decisions in the world of business. And so a lot of what we're going to be discussing today certainly happens in the backdrop of a search for new ways to navigate some of the challenges that we're talking about. I think through observation and in the literature, it's quite clear that many of the companies that not only survived the global financial crisis, but that are going to be able to survive this particular moment are those that are able to innovate, are those that are able to get significant cost advantages and cost leadership, are those that are going to be able to find new arena to be able to generate revenue and new initiatives to be able to ensure their scalable profitability and to do so in a way that is very resilient. So a lot of what we're going to talk about today is a framework, a way of thinking through how we approach this within organizations. And it's called the Blue Ocean Strategy. And Mpho Mathekga and Ioan Carpus are going to be telling us a bit more about this. But suffice to say that I want to take this opportunity to welcome everybody and encourage all of us to interact in the chat. We will also dedicate some time, about 15 minutes or so, towards the tail end of our conversation just before 6 p.m. South African time to take some comments, questions, issues of clarity, and the like. But I think without further ado, let me take this opportunity to welcome Mpho Mathekga, who's going to help us think through what is meant by the Blue Ocean Strategy, what value and purchase it has for many of the challenges that are currently facing many management teams and organizations in the main. And as we do this, suffice to say that Mpho has 2 decades worth of experience in the world of software and world of sales and of course user and customer experience and has made his ways foray into the BOS space through his entity Blue Frontier Path. And I guess Mpho, the first sort of relevant question on my end would be, when we talk about the Blue Ocean Strategy, well, what in essence are we referring to? I mean, I think the first time I had a conversation with you, one of the things that came to mind for me was, are we talking about the ocean's economy here? Are we talking about ocean, Operation Phakisa in the South African sense? So maybe that is a good starting point. I think in the context of the challenges that we're finding in the world of business and organizations of all shapes and sizes, what is the Blue Ocean Strategy and what value and purchase might it have for many decision makers that are grappling with an uncertain and a challenging time?
Thank you, Ayabonga, for the warm introductions. I am a believer a firm believer, for that matter, in a world of abundance. So at the core of our Blue Ocean Strategy is the ability to create abundance. I believe that there is just about enough for everybody. And Blue Ocean Strategy talks about that. And the reason why I'm saying that is that Blue Ocean Strategy is about creation, creating more demand, creating more customers. And it's not about thriving at the expense of the competitor, You cannot necessarily talk about Blue Ocean Strategy without making reference to the Red Ocean Strategy. At the core of Red Ocean Strategy is focusing on your competition, mimicking what the competition is doing, and doing whatever it takes to kill your competition. So me being a believer of abundance for everyone, it talks to my values as an individual, whereby we've got a huge opportunity to create new uncontested markets that the industry was not even looking at.